Okay, so if you look on your desktop, you will see an icon for TaxAct. You all see it? It's the X, TaxAct 2023 professional. Double click on that. And we will open it up. This very first part, prepare information, we're not gonna use that. If you were a professional preparer, you would enter all that information, and that would then flow through to the form.
Is it okay if we did, cause the instructions had it on there, so I could.
Yeah, if you want to, that's fine, I don't, yeah. I'm not gonna grade that part on your forms. Electronic filing information, we're not doing anything with that. Because we are not actually filing. Save.
Yeah, it made me put in a phone number and email, it wouldn't let me skip it.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Can we just X out? Maybe we can just X out. X. You're gonna get that every time you open it up. You're gonna get some sort of tip of the day. There may be updates that are necessary as well. Just X out. I mean, the updates, you do need to do the updates on your computer. If there are other updates, like on these computers, I'll talk to tech support about getting that updated. Alright, but this is what it looks like. Right now, we don't have any clients. We wanna add a client. Now, add a new 2023 1040 client. This would be, we only have 1040 loaded. If you looked in the software, you would see that there are installation packages for 990s, 1065s, 1041s, 1120s, 1120s. All we want is 1040. So it's already set up, that's all they add here. So you click OK. This is where you add the taxpayer information. So let's just play around with it. Let's go in and name it. Oh, let's pretend I'm much younger than I am. You don't have to put the email address in or the phone number. You don't have to put the state ID. Now, if you were actually doing a tax return, yes, you'd have to put that information in, but for us, we don't. You can see filing status. So that first problem, it said that, well, Ed and Betty Davidson, if you look through it, it's gonna say they're married filing jointly. It's gonna tell you that information. So married filing joint, and you'll see what happens. So if you're single, the next box is address. If you click on married filing joint, all of a sudden spouse is gonna pop up. Now they want information about your spouse. We don't need all that stuff. Address. So it should auto-populate once your zip code is entered in. Return information, nothing. Appointments, nothing, and then create the client. And then just down at the bottom, so you can go down to the, once you've entered that stuff in, you just create client, and then you'll see, and, yeah, so if there's something that's missing, or wrong, there you go. And then it gets you into this basic information worksheet, which is a lot of the information that a lot of the questions that were just asked, is this kind of, has been transferred over here. But if there's anything you wanted to change, you can do that here. We've got our filing status, dependent. We didn't enter any dependents in, but if we needed to enter dependents in, well, we can enter them, we would enter them in on a separate line, actually. Okay, so over here on the left is also a quick jump to. So if we did have a dependent go over here and add them. So. Relationship. Now, all of this information is stuff that you'll be given this information. Like, okay, if I'm entering a dependent here, child who lived with you or away at college, all right. This 12. You will become more familiar with this as you enter it. Were they a full-time student? Yeah. All right, so that's all I'm gonna enter there for my dependent. Then, you can go to, you'll see this menu, I mean, it's pretty much, everything that you would need is over here. Autosave, yes, let's do the autosave. Now, you can go through the documents received if you want. So remember, in that, let me see here. I'm going to look up. The first tax act. Oh, I need to look at the. I'm going to chapter 1 to find that, here. Shoeboxes.
It's page 22. Only because I was looking for it earlier.
Oh, chapter 1. Page 22.
Yeah. I couldn't find it over there on the left, but I could have just missed it.
Yeah, I wish they would
I just had to click through the
tell you,
arrows.
yeah, I wish they
There we
would
go.
tell you which you're, yeah, get there. Okay, so you'll wanna read all of this information on the very first time. So you can see here, clients are Ed and Betty Davidson, married couple, both age 52, it gives you their address, social security numbers, where they worked, they received interest income, and what they've done is they've given you a picture of what they received. So you can enter this in based on like the W-2. So we've got a W-2 here, so you can go over to Tax Act and say Form W-2, and you can enter it in exactly as it is right here. You can just duplicate it. This is where it does come in handy if you've got two monitors. Or if you don't want to do it that way, what you can do. Used to, okay. They've changed this up a little bit here. They used to have like an income. It if you know where it's supposed to go, so we know that his W-2 is income, and I don't expect you to know this at this point, but you can click on the little pencil. That's not it. Click on the folder. And then we add a copy of a W-2. And you can open, oh, I guess it just goes right to the W-2. So, all right, it used to be that they had a separate form where you could actually enter it in that didn't look like the W-2, but we can do it this way. So, for example, this 52,766. So, federal income tax withheld. 29,8412. So you just go through and enter it exactly as it looks on the form. This is. Again, I'm just giving you a quick overview here. Oh, maybe this is wages and other earned income. Let's just shoot. So, that's what it looks like. Now, to print it to PDF, so right now I've got an incomplete form, but if I go up to the form 1040, right here, I can see that it's been entered in, the 52,766. So this particular program will automatically enter everything in where it's supposed to go. Okay, and it does all the calculations for you, whereas those tax return problems don't. You have to do it yourself. Now, to print to PDF, you can just, let's see, I think this is print, custom, to pick out which forms you want. So remember, some of those we needed several different forms, so you can go through and click which forms you want to print. Here I'm just gonna do the 1040. Print, oh, you're kidding already, all right. So it already needs an update. So I'm gonna have to send a note to, well, what you would do is click print, click the forms you want. It should give you the option of how you want it to print it, you know, to paper or to PDF. And you just print it to PDF from there. All right. And this is one of the annoying things about this is it does update. And I can't update it myself. I have to get IT to do it. Alright, so that's just kind of a quick and dirty introduction to Tax Act. You can play around with it. Create a ghost client, you know, put yourself in there. Put some make up some numbers in there and just play around with it. That's the best way to get to know it. Okay, those instructions on printing to PDF, even though I couldn't do it here, if you download it to your computer, you'll be able to update it. So it's just when I'm using it here, I can't do it. Questions? Okay. All right.